Oh, all right, guys. All right, I'm gonna make a quick little clip for Bustedknuckles League. I'm out here trying to recruit a couple guys. Been playing a lot of head-to-head the last couple days. Just gonna run through real quick to members. And currently, open teams I have right now are the Packers and Raiders. Packers, Aaron Rodgers already retired, so they're going to need a QB. Raiders, I don't remember the status on them, but the Browns and Bengals are currently taken. And I think that's it. I think that's all we have open right now. Oh, and the Bucks. The Bucks are open too. Jeez, I didn't even see that. So anyways, a couple teams open. If you're interested, feel free to hit me up. But franchise league, it consists of tentatively 32 users. Sometimes guys can't hang and they got to quit. They just can't hang. The leagues are extremely competitive. I'm average. You know, I fucking can't even get a winning season. I'm the Eagles and I was 6-11 last year. But anyways, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I got a few teams open. Tonight we do free agency and the draft. So obviously you know what free agency is. You can go through and, you know, sign players to your team that have been let go. And then we'll move into the draft, and then you can build your team through the draft. Well, right now we got a pretty full league again. Couple guys, they moved on to the next gen. Couple guys, they just weren't active, so I had to remove them. So again, I think the Packers and the Bucks and the Raiders are open. Browns and Bengals are already taken. But the Packers, this is what their roster looks like. Again, Aaron Rodgers retired, so they will need to draft a QB. Damn, they don't even have a quarterback. Where are they at with draft pick capital? They're pick 15, so it's possible a quarterback can drop to them. A lot of these teams already have QBs, and most of these guys, man, they always go for speed, such as either receivers or corners. So again, this team's pretty complete. They got a good group of guys. You got Tony Pollard as the running back right now. Aaron Jones, he's another running back. I don't know what the status is on that. His contract hopefully may be up. I'd probably cut him. If I was the Packers, I would probably cut him. Save $12 million with only a 3.25 cap hit. Decent team. They still got a lot of good pieces there. A few guys will probably be walking into free agency, but I'm not going to go into that aspect of things. And a pretty decent team. Dalvin Tomlinson, he's with them now. If I remember correctly, he was a Giant. Got Darnell Savage, he's an SS. Got a couple rookies here that have getting their second year in now. Got a little bit of speed at wide receiver, 92, 94. That's pretty good. Let's run through that real quick. Let's take a look at the receivers. So you got Christian Watson. He's got an SS on him. That's pretty good, man. 95, 94 speed. That's dialed. Tight end. Their tight end game. They got one good tight end as usual. That guy, he's not my cup of tea. I'd probably want to find something in free agency and the draft. O-line. They got a little bit of depth at O-line, so that's good. Guard. Center. So they got a pretty complete team. Just, again, Aaron Rodgers retired. And then here's your DB core. Only 2 good DBs really, but you can build with that. You know, again, free agency in the draft. Safeties, you got Darnell Savage, and we also have Adrian Amos. Now, what's cool in our league is I allow for safeties to be in the sub linebacker position if needed be. Given that there's so much speed, I'm okay with that. Let's take a look at the Bucks real quick. Let's see. Well, we'll stop at the Raiders' house real quick since they're right there. So the Raiders are a pretty stacked team as well. They probably have the best draft capital you're going to be able to find out of these 3 teams that are open. They got the top 10 pick, but they do not have the number 2 or the number 3 pick. So I don't know what happened with that. I'd probably have to go back to my trades and see what I approved. That's kind of tough. They don't really have a lot of draft capital. So they got Derek Carr. They got Blake Gordon. Halfback. Josh Jacobs. Amir White. You have your wide receivers. You got Devontae Adams. Brandon Ayuk. That's pretty good. That's a good group of guys right there. Honestly, those 2 dudes, that's pretty dialed. Some big money though in them, so that's probably gonna that's a lot of money for 2 receivers. Tight ends, you know, like Darren Waller, that's somebody you can probably trade to acquire some draft capital. You might not get much given his age, but you can at least have 7.5 million cap savings, small cap penalty, get you some draft capital. I'd say maybe your 2nd or 3rd round pick. He's definitely not going to be a first because of age. Some decent line right there. Not bad. Nice young guy right there. Guards. We got. He might be going into free agency based off the money numbers. George Fant. So they got some good depth. They got some decent depth in there. But also, if you're going to be new to the league, there's plenty of things that we can do to help you out, to facilitate, to making sure that you can at least be somewhat competitive and not behind, given that most of these guys have been in the league now 2 years. We're going to be going into season 3 now, and a lot of these guys have built up their teams in different aspects. I give out attribute points if you played all your games, which is good attendance. So if you play all your games or most of your games at the end of the season, we give out attribute points to help build your team and facilitate to developing maybe younger guys. So you got a decent left end. You got a hell of a left end right there. Dude, that's dialed. It's fucking, what's that, an X factor right there? He was a rookie. So that's pretty dialed. Defensive tackle. They got some good guys right there at the defensive tackle spot. You got Rory right here with a 92 strength. Givens with the 90 strength. So that's awesome. Nate Hobbs. Darius Williams. The DB core, they definitely need some more depth, so you definitely will have to find somebody in free agency and the draft. Safeties, look at that. They got a lot of depth in safeties, but not a lot of speed. But what's cool is with the attribute points, you can add speed to your players. We do have a cap on that, though. So you can add some speed. You can add whatever you want to do. You know, you want to do change of direction, strength, awareness, play recognition, man zone coverage, whatever the case may be. You can develop your guys with attribute points. Von Bell, former Bengal, he's now with them. Ooh, that's not the guy I probably would have signed at the age of 28 or 29. 87, 89 XL and speed. So definitely need a little more help there. But the draft capital is tough. That's tough. You don't have a lot of draft capital. I mean, what the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. I mean, technically, your first 5 picks is what we be the most important because we do the draft as far and as long as we possibly can. So I'll go ahead and take a look at the Bucks now. Oop, I just passed them. Where are you guys at? There they are. Jesus. The Bucks now, they have really good draft capital. Now that is a team I would highly consider going with. Drank Slapper 402. If you're in this stream and you're checking it out, this would probably be the team to get. You got good draft capital. You got all your picks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can, you know, you're in a solid position to draft a QB if it's a QB needy team. And let's take a look at the roster real quick. Take a look at the quarterbacks. The quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke. That's not bad. 78 overall. You got a 91 throw power. He will definitely need somebody that can coach him up and stick it out with him and get him developed over time. His ratings, 91 throw power, deep accuracy 84, medium 86, short 91. That's pretty good. His under pressure is 83, so that's really good. He's not going to shake right away. He's not going to see ghost. What's that guy, that QB's name? How he said he was seeing ghost. Sam Darnold, I think it was. He was like, I'm seeing ghost. This guy, this QB, you know, he's good enough to where he won't be seeing ghosts in the field. But again, top 5 draft pick. You can pick another quarterback in our draft class too. It's a really stacked draft class. We got a lot of superstars and star players going to be coming out of the draft. Again, running back core is not bad. Not bad. You got some decent backs here. Rachaad White, you know, that'd probably be the guy I would go with. 91, 92 speed, decent strength at 71. So that's pretty dialed. Fullback, these guys would probably be cut. I probably wouldn't even run a fullback. Chris Godwin, oh yeah. So see that all that draft capital a person has, they can definitely build up their wide receiver core through the draft and obviously through free agency. But yeah, they'll need some help there. Evans looks like he's about to call it a career, and that's a huge contract, dude. Jesus. Tight ends, you got some decent tight ends there, not too bad. Things you can work with. You can build with that tight end core. O-line, not bad. For the left tackle, got your left guard, not bad. Left guard looks like he might be hitting free agency based off those numbers right there. A penalty of 0. Usually when that happens, they're on their last year of their deal or they are becoming a free agent. Center, you got Ryan. That's a good center right there. You got a couple good centers. So you got good depth right there. Oops. Right guard. Not bad. Not bad. And you got your right tackle. That's a good O-line right there. A lot of money in the O-line and the receiving core. So that'd be something you have to manage. You do have to manage your cap space though when you are in the league. I do not reset cap penalties, but I have helped guys out before to kind of adjust those cap numbers. I'll adjust the contracts for you guys behind the scenes and kind of facilitate to get freeing up some money for y'all to make the experience in the league a little more enjoyable. Because it's not entirely the user's fault when cap penalties get out of hand. Sometimes it's the previous cap user, or it could have just been CPU signings. That one right there, Shaquille Barrett, he's a good guy to have on the edge, but his cap savings is 17 million. So if you cut him, you have 17 million in savings with only a 6-6 penalty. Not too bad on the edge rushers. Got a good core of defensive tackles, good depth right there, but you could probably use a little more, but it's something you can build with. That's a good linebacker right there, 89, 90 speed and excel. Devin White, 92, 91. Dude, Devin White, wow. That's a good user to have in the middle. I have Henry in another league, and he's been dialed as well. Right outside linebackers. So they got good depth at linebackers, DT and right end, left ends. I honestly think looking at the Bucs compared to the Raiders and Packers, the Bucs are the most complete team to build with. Decent DBs right there. You got 3 DBs with good speed. Absolutely is going to be beneficial for the next user. Safeties. That's not bad. Not bad. I've played with guys such as Antoine Winfield, 89, 93 speed and excel. That's pretty good. Let's see, Carlton Davis. I thought Carlton Davis was a corner, and I don't allow corners to be position changed to safeties because then they want to use the safeties as a user in the sub linebacker position, and I don't like using corners. Are not allowed to be used in that manner, but they have good speed. He looked like he was a rookie. He was a low overall rookie, 90, 91. But that's somebody you can build with, too, if you really wanted to. I've done it. But again, if anybody is interested, especially you, drank Sippa 402, if you're watching this. So the leagues are really cool, man. They really are. They're a lot of fun. Throughout the season, you can do training with your players. You can do half pads, full pads, put backups in, and mainly what you're doing with that is just monitoring their fatigue. So if the fatigue is all fucked up, then they're not going to be playing as up to par during the game. They'll be worn out, yellow, red, whatever the case is, from being tired. But this is what the front page of the league looks like. You got your re-sign period. Guys are going through and re-signing their players right now. We just finished up season 2. Congratulations to the Ravens. He's the back-to-back Super Bowl champ. Damn. And he's going into a Super Bowl in another league. So he's really good. Props to AKA Killswitch, our Cowboys user. He's a really good user, and Ravens user finally got over the hump to beat him. So again, we're in re-sign period, and some guys I'm just not going to re-sign. Kelsey, I'm not re-signing him. I got to let him go. Just age. It's just best to keep my money. 34 caps. I got 34 million in cap space, and I'm not going to spend it all like that when I can build through free agency in the draft. James Bradbury, he's going to go too. He's 31. We're going to let him go. He had a great season with me, but we got to let him walk. I'd like to re-sign him, but I'm going to wait to free agency to see if I see anybody else out there. Quiz, he refused all my offers. He didn't want to take any of my money. He's a 98 speed. I'm going to lose a fast guy, which is a bummer because in free agency, everybody's going to be fighting for him. I'm telling you, people are going to be fighting for that. But if you're a Packers user, that's a guy you can go chase. You can definitely add him to the receiving core, and that would be really beneficial for that young quarterback to have a fast receiver like that. And Sippa, if you're watching this, you played a damn good game, and you hit me on 2 streaks, killed me on 2 streaks, and that's what Watkins would do for you. I'm letting this guy go. I already have depth at the right guard. So the leagues are really fun. You play with users on a week-to-week basis. We advance each week in a 48-hour span. So you have 2 days to play your game. Coordinated. Our chat is in Discord, and we have individual game chats for each game to help monitor and observe these chats to determine, for example, if users are not playing their games or a user's too busy or whatever the case is, we can determine who gets a forced win and a fair sim. Fair sim is just let the computer play the game for you, and who wins. Now, if the user doesn't come through or is a no-show, someone else will get the other guy will get the forced win who is available and ready to play. He'll get a forced win. So those things can be monitored behind the scenes on my end. But again, man, the leagues are really fun. The leagues are absolutely a lot of fun. Tons of users. You can use custom playbooks in here. We do have a play call limit, so you can't pick the same play over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like, if you pick that same play 5 times, that's it. You capped it out. Now you got to pick another play. And we do that for a reason, because a lot of guys like to spam the same plays. And so we have a play cooldown to minimize that. I allow custom playbooks to be more diverse in your play selection, not to pick the same type of shit out of different formations. And see, these are all the guys I'm going to let walk. I'm letting all these dudes walk. I'm not re-signing anybody. All these dudes are going to hit free agency. So then once you're, and then once you're in the leagues and you're getting caught up to speed, again, we're doing the draft tonight. So like here's a glimpse of the draft right here. I'm also going to be streaming the draft. So once we start once we start free agency and the draft, I'll probably start streaming. Just cause I haven't done that in a while. But again, here's your lineup for the prospects: Caleb Williams, Ewers. I'd really like to draft a QB because Jalen Hurts is going to be so expensive to keep. I had to franchise tag him because he refused any of my offers. And I honestly would like to get a QB so I don't have to spend so much money on that. And then I can build my team in other areas. You know, but we have the draft. You have your QBs. You can pick whoever you want. You know, Buccaneers have a top 5 pick. You have the opportunity to pick a hell of a good player. Um, Pretty much the top 5, top 6 quarterbacks are going to be legit. And then some hidden gems at the bottom. There's definitely hidden gems. I do try to make sure there's hidden gems in the bottom of the draft. You know, players at the on the lower side. I try to put some hidden gems in there. So you know, it's just not all the top prospects. You know what I mean? You can build your team with late round draft picks. So good running backs are going to be available. We have a receiving core that's going to have. You know, there's just a lot of weapons out there you can build your team with. Then you can make trades too. You know, you can make a trade, acquire some more draft capital, and build through the draft. Excuse me. Good tight end core right here. A lot of good tight ends going to be on the market. This guy, I believe, when I look at the numbers, he was supposed to be a pretty fast prospect. Well, I'd have to look more into that. Oh, see, the numbers don't show up. The scouting numbers don't show up yet until after free agency. Well, excuse me. So this guy's 6'4", 220 pounds. He's going to be a fast guy. Not my kind of tight end, though. He's too light. I like him a little bit bigger, a little heavier. And then, obviously, you have all your O-line. You can pick O-line. A lot of good talent going to be in that area. And if you look to the right of each player, you can see awareness A, blocking B, what's the impact blocking? IBL is impact blocking. It's B to D. You got pass blocking, C to F. You got run blocking A. For this guy, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong guy. You know, so you can look at your prospects and kind of gauge who are going to be a good fit for your team based off of those letters. You know, A's and B's. That's going to be a good prospect right there. This guy will be a decent prospect. That guy, that's questionable because he has an F in there. Usually when a guy has an F in there, it's just that's like a last minute pick if the guys that you wanted are not available. This guy right here, that looks like a good dude. He's got B's and A's and a C in there, so no F's. I know that guy's got an F. That's definitely a run block F right there. That's not my kind of guy. But he's also an undrafted free agent, possibly. And again, you could just, you have to scout. There's plenty of time to start scouting. And it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Like I said, we advance every 48 hours. You have 2 days to play your game. We have a chat we set up in Discord. So, if you're new to this, Discord is predominantly the gaming app that we use for communication with all our league members. But again, you just got a lot of hidden talent right here. It's a lot of fun. This is the part I love about franchise is free agency and the draft. So I always stress to my guys throughout the season, if you do not re-sign your players, let them walk, and you can build through the draft and you can build through free agency. That is the fun part about this. So again, you could just take a look at everything. That's a pretty good safety right there, Andrew. A, B, B, and B. He's got a D in there, which is questionable, especially for a first round pick. Safeties, like that dude, he's pretty good. James Williams looks like he could be pretty good. That's probably more of my guy right there, Hunter. No D's and no F's. His ratings are pretty good between A, B, and C. So yeah, man, if you're ever interested and you want to come and join the league, it'd probably be a good time to do it. Now. Yeah, now's a good time to do it. We just wrapped up season 2, and we're going to be in the free agency and draft period. And again, you can build your team through many different ways. I give out attribute points for good attendance. I do have trait regression on, so if guys don't meet the statistical numbers, you will lose your trait if that happens. That's really it, dude. That's really it. You got all your stats right here. Everybody's obviously wants to have the top stats. Get all the awards. Look at me, dude. I was horrible this year. Offensive yards, 31st. But I was first in defensive yards. Not bad. I had a good defense, but I didn't have the offense to back it up for whatever reason. Yearly awards. Justin Herbert, he won MVP for the season, and we usually give out attribute points to our end of the year awards to our players, to our users, and then you could build your players through that, like that as well. AFC, what was I? NFC? I was NFC, that's right. So none of my guys made it on offense. I'll tell you that right now. Look at C.J. Gardner-Johnson. My dude made it, and I usered him a lot in the middle. He was fucking absolutely awesome. Cowboys user, he's a good dude. He's just hard. I can't get over the hump with that fucking guy. You got Rookie of the Year, Tyler. That dude's fast. That is one fast receiver right there. Look at that. My tight end made it for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he's on the bottom, top 10. And yeah, man, that's just how it rolls, dude. I mean, the leagues it's a different game. It's definitely not head-to-head style. Like I said, there's play cooldown. We limit the amount of times you can use your plays. You are allowed to use custom playbooks. You can build your team any way and however you want to build them. You can use safeties in the sub linebacker spot. You cannot put cornerbacks in position. You cannot change their position through edit to put him at safety. You can put a corner at safety through the depth chart, which is fine. But there's certain rules and things that we do to minimize that kind of stuff. And dude, that's really it. I mean, it's just another way of competing in Madden. 32 users. Not everybody makes it through the season because they do quit. It can be very competitive, and it can be very frustrating for some people. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up in the DM, through PSN. Gamer tag is DepJam669. If you're in Discord, same thing. Gamer tag is DepJam669. YouTube channel DepJam669, whatever the case may be. You can look through some of my previous videos, and you'll see that I have videos on how to, do training with your players to minimize the fatigue. I also post my games every so often, more often lately than not, because I enjoy streaming my games. I enjoy communicating with the guys in the game chat and all that shit. Sorry, I'm in the chat. The guys are asking me questions right now, so I was just trying to make sure I wasn't ignoring them. So anyways, take a look. You could even get into a franchise mode in your games and, just kind of browse through it and see what's up. Do a little bit of practicing in that mode. That's what else I liked about franchise. You can go to practice mode. So when you train your players, when you're done with training, then they have practice mode available for you, so you can go through and practice with your team. Try out plays, new plays, whatever the case may be. Rotate the roster, see what players fit better here and there. See, that's just one league right there. This is my league, Bustedknuckles. The second league I'm in is Prom's league. Prom is a hell of a good commissioner, and that's this one right here, Outlaws. These two leagues they froze. Madden updates froze them, and we lost everything. So, here's the second league right here. Let's see, can I get in that? There we go. Took a minute to load up. And then if you look on the top right where you see the coach, and then you see the points, upgrade available, 75, that's coaching points. So you can go to manage your staff, franchise staff, and then you can also build your staff up to our helps build your players up as well. You can buy all these things with points. You can get boost impact blocking for all fullbacks. This one, boost run block finesse for offensive linemen by 3. So you get 3 attribute point bump up when you buy that. So there's a lot of different ways you can build your team to be more competitive and not to fall behind. with the league, because these leagues get hella competitive. And that's really it. That's really it. So if there's any questions, man, feel free to hit me up. Drank Slappa, if you're interested, I'd be glad to have you in the league, man. I like your play style. Your play style definitely would have frustrated a few guys in our league, because I tend to play like that sometimes too. And a few guys get so irritated with ball control offenses, and you sometimes have to play like that with guys that have a high power offense that know how to sling that fucking pigskin really well. So that's it. That's really it. That's all I have to say. If you're interested, let me know. And if anybody else sees this video, if you are interested, be sure to hit me up. Let me know what's good, and we'll get you in. Draft starts tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Actually, free agency starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll advance in 10-minute intervals, give or take. I'll allow guys to put bids, battle with their bids, and then I'll advance to the next round, the next stage, and then we'll eventually advance to the draft. And then, dude, it gets alive after that. Players, guys just start getting excited for the new players they're adding to their team. Hidden trait players. And it's just a lot of fun, just a different way to experience Madden. So look forward to talking to you guys soon, and look forward to seeing you guys in the draft. Y'all have a good one.